Good evening, everybody. This is Lady Rage for Gameless Geek Radio. How's y'all doing tonight? Tonight we have a guest host with us, Nick, and then we have our regular co-host, Joe. Tonight's show will be about Black Ops 3 versus Battlefield 4. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy Joel, man. Got my buddy Nick here. Like Lady Rage said earlier, that we'll be talking about pretty much about Battlefield versus Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. There's been a lot of people complaining about back and forth about how sometimes Call of Duty Black Ops can be kind of unfair, kind of issues like that and such. Me personally, I'm a Battlefield guy for life. To be straight with you guys, I love Call of Duty when it first came out. My big thing was Modern Warfare. I love zombies back in the day, man. I used to play it all the time. In fact, I used to play zombies so much it got kind of tiring. I had to quit it for a little bit because I used to stay up 4 or 5 hours to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning playing it. And but the issue I got right now is that the Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 3, when it first came out, I was there to get it, fresh out the package, and started playing it, and there were some issues that popped up for me,
And you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but what actually happened? You're not the only one. I got a lot of friends out there who's been loyal fans of Call of Duty ever since 4 came out in 2006, I believe it was. And every year they've gone out, they stood in lines, that they were there for the midnight release and whatnot. And then when they brought it home, they immediately hated it. It was something about the wall running, something about that they took the land combat aspect and they put a Halo twist into it that had turned off a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're seeing now is that when this new Call of Duty's coming out, a lot of people are tired of the Halo aspect of this, and they want the boots on the ground, and they even made a hashtag of it, boots on the ground. Like, they are protesting that they want to get rid of this. And it seems that they have not heard the fans' cries, and they released a new upcoming Call of Duty that still retains the wall running, the space jump, the Halo jumps, and whatnot. And a lot of people are very upset about that. And that's one of the things I'm here to talk about. A lot of the BAWS members, or even any random person who you talk to, and you ask them, so have you seen that new Battlefield 1, COD trailer? And they're just ranting about Battlefield 1, the whole trench warfare, World War I warfare, and they're just so excited about that because everybody's tired of this wall running and space jumping.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. One of the big issues I have with Black Ops, man, is, the wall running and such like that. It's gotten to the point now that it's not a war game anymore.
It's true.
It's more like a fun. I watched the video on Xbox One, and you see in the people's stream or whatever it might be, you see people post videos, and it looks, the guns are all colorful, and there's bright surroundings and stuff like that. It looks very enjoyable to the eye, but it seems like all the skill has been taken out of the game. They have something I talked to you earlier about. How they have the insta hit, the insta kill. I'm not talking about hardcore. I'm talking about insta kill, where basically somebody can just shoot you in the foot one time and you're gone, and you're dead.
Well, in real life that happens,
Sure it does. Yeah. Oh, I'm dead.
I could easily turn around on Battlefield and be like, in real life, people who fly an F-18 can eject, do a 360, shoot an RPG, and land right back in the jet and fly off. So
right.
It's like, there is a fine line between video game and reality, but a lot of the people that I'm hearing are tired of the non-realistic twist that they're trying to achieve on here. With the mask and the costumes and the whip and the nay-nay, and now with all these other happy dances at the end. It's turned childish, and it's killing us. It's killing us, man.
Yeah, big time, man. Like you said, being childish. And the thing is, okay, so I started playing the game. I love the story mode. I always love the story modes. I love story modes for, that and Battlefield. That I didn't really become a big multiplayer guy until like Modern Warfare came out and such.
True, true.
And now it's just like like you said, the Halo, people can just jump and shoot, and I don't want to get off the top where okay, we know it's a video game.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be exaggerated. We understand that. But it's just, we're used to putting our skill in. That's why you have all these different levels. You have to get enough points to get a certain level. How fast do you get that level? Your stats are posted to see how your ratios are and such like that. And it seems like anybody can get in there and claim they're, excuse my language, a badass. Well, really, it's nothing. It's now going to Battlefield. It takes some skill, man. It takes some big skill.
It does. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you, but like we brought it up earlier on our conversation part of this. The one thing that I don't like about it is that if you play long enough, if you play Battlefield long enough, you tend to earn these massive weapons that you can hit a guy from across the map easily.
Yeah.
And you being a level 1 guy running around, not knowing what's going on, and you get sniped from across the map, and then you respawn, you get sniped from across the map, you respawn, and it's just this copy and paste thing going on. I mean, it sucks and it's frustrating, and I understand the other edge of a knife that the longer you play, the better you get, and you understand, hey, listen, there's going to be a guy with a sniper over there, so I better not go that way. You can go around and whatnot, but both games have that flaw, have that one major flaw that lets one fanboy, talk smack on the other one. Yeah, I don't like Battlefield because of the big stages, you got to respawn sniper, and you can say, yeah, I don't like Call of Duty because of, I get shot in the ankle and I explode. That just makes no sense. True.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you got to, but I do understand your point with somebody just first coming in and they want to enjoy the game multiplayer. And they're trying to get used to everything. All of a sudden, they get sniped from across the map constantly back and forth. And some guys may be saying, "Oh, well, they're just news. They got to learn." Well, see, the thing is, I'm higher rank, and it still happens.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I'm higher rank, and it still happens. That's really one of the only really faults I find with Battlefield. Really, I mean, the maps are so huge. I love the maps. I love the fact that you can be in the building. That's not going to protect you. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
You can be somewhere, that's not going to protect you. You think you're high behind a wall, that's not going to protect you. You know what I'm saying? One of the other issues with Battlefield, not Battlefield, but Call of Duty Black Ops, is that, there's not any kind of destroyable environments whatsoever. Pretty much people can just camp in certain hallways. There's actually one map, I forgot the name of it, where you just camp and people it's like shooting ducks in a barrel.
It's true. And especially if you play it on hardcore, then But then once again, it's the double-sided blade. Sure, you can camp in a hallway, and you can wait for a guy to come across you, and you can fire and shoot him in the ankle, and he dies. But being the guy that's going to get shot if you cross the hallway, you can just toss a flashbang in there, blind the guy. You can toss a grenade in there, and he's instantly dead. Or you can shoot through a wall, and he's going to die. So once you break it all down, each game has its own cons and its pros, but it can very easily turn you off into either going all the way towards Battlefield and all the way to COD right now. But one of the things that we're seeing with this upcoming title is that other people that's been loyal fans of COD are now talking about going over to Battlefield.
Exactly.
And that's what's amazing. And yeah, you can bring up the fact that on the YouTube videos that were released that Battlefield has got 1 million likes and 30,000 dislikes, and vice versa. But if you read the actual comments, on COD's release video, a lot of the people in there are like, yeah, I don't even watch the video, I just hate it already. Or they'll brag about, I just made a new account just so that I can sign on here and say how much it sucks.
Right. I hate to interrupt you real quick. Lady Ray, did you want to introduce our new member right quick?
Hey, everybody, and welcome, Lady Venom. How are you tonight?
Does my mic work?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right, great. Nice to see you, Lady Venom. Nice to see you. Um, right now we're just going back and forth about the pros and cons. In fact, let's list some of these pros and cons. Let's start with let's start with Call of Duty Black Ops first, okay?
Okay.
Why don't you start off, bro? Give us some pros for it, man.
The pros is that it's very easy to pick up and play. First of all, it doesn't take a lot of skill level to play Call of Duty. Run and gun and shoot. The maps aren't that big, so you don't have to spend a lot of time learning the maps. It's got the same layout. It's got three avenues of approach: left, right, and middle. Shoot, aim, fire. Copy, paste. So that's one of the major pros, is that anybody can just go pick up this game off the shelf, bring it home, play it. That's one of the pros on it.
I definitely agree with that. Another pro, I'll state one, is that you said there's a little customization. Not as much as Battlefield, but there is. If you just want, like you said, pick up a game and play it. I can get into it. I'll strive for the little customized skins and be in my little world with it and such. That's kind of a pro for me. It's nice and colorful. It's bright. You have anything you want to add?
As a pro?
No, I'll start with Lady Venom real quick.
Oh, Lady Venom, go ahead. With the
I wasn't expecting you to be talking to me. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
scared.
yeah. It's no
Green, like,
problem at all.
I don't
It's
know,
no
like
problem.
I'm a big Call of Duty player, probably for about 12 years, but there's just too much customization. Like it just seems like it's all focused on appearances and
True.
I don't know. It's just a bit much. I just want it to go back to the original, go back to the basics. Like I don't know. Why do we have to have so much customization? Why can't we just go and shoot and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you do have a valid point. If you want to play a game that you can customize the hell out of your guy with outfits and camouflages for your guns and whatnot, that is a pro.
Save it for Halo.
Yeah, exactly. And also that's one of the cons. A lot of people just don't want to worry about that stuff. I don't care what happy dance happens at the end of a match. I don't care. I don't care if my rifle's orange, purple, gray, green, as long as I shoot and you fall down and you die. So that can either go as a pro or a con on this.
All right, cool. Definitely that. One of the cons that I talked about earlier about for Battlefield, for Black Ops, is that the playability. All right, the gameplay is all right, but the running on the walls things I think adds too much of an advantage. What happened?
Yeah, that's one of the things that everybody's tired of. Everybody's tired of the running on the walls, and it takes a certain.
I'm sick of unrealistic games.
It's true. Everybody's been complaining. Nobody wants to play Halo.
Yeah.
If I buy Call of Duty, I'm going to play Call of Duty, not Halo.
Yeah. Just to interject real quick, about their new game coming out? It was supposed to be in space, right, man? It's like they're far-reaching, like way out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the company's just what is it? Treyarch, right?
Yeah.
Treyarch's the one that's doing it, and it's just keep it down to the, like you said, boots on the ground. Keep it down to the roots. It's all about battle. It's all about multiplayer. It's all about skill level. It's all about strategic. Teaming up with your buddies, getting into a party, going there and doing it. It's not about all this. You have jump packs now. Well, then it's Halo, like you said. You know what I'm saying? We have armor now. We can customize this. You have energy shields. It's freaking Halo, man.
Yeah, that's true, man. And everybody that I've talked to is just tired of it. And I understand why they are throwing in all these options that you can make your guy all happy and shiny and whatnot. It all boils down to the microtransactions. I don't know if Battlefield has any of those, but Call of Duty is riddled with microtransactions.
Now, before I sold, like I told you before, I bought the game, but I ended up selling it 2 weeks after. Before I ended up selling it, they introduced, I think it's like a coin thing. Before you're able to earn perks, so you could buy the chest, I think it was for
yeah
and such. And now, and before I left, they introduced this thing where you can buy coins, so you can do that now.
And they
It's
still
like,
have them. And they still have them. And even now, I think this weekend they're running the half off. So you can buy your coins and you can get twice as many coins so that you can open stuff that you can earn. But if you don't want to wait and earn them, you can buy them now because you've got to have that victory dance. You got to have that smack talk. You got to have that gun. I mean, I don't mind the microtransactions if I can choose to buy what I want. If I want to buy a certain gun, I want to be able to buy that certain gun. I don't want to be able to buy a coin so that I might have a chance. And then you end up spending $10 and you get nothing, just a whole bunch of stuff that you already have.
Yeah, some little extra card or a little extra.
Exactly.
You know,
and that is just so frustrating, dude. That is so frustrating. I hate that.
Yeah. And I think it kind of compares to this. It's like, some people are going to hang me for this, man, but this is how I feel. I feel that Call of Duty Black Ops, a lot of people who play it all the time, and I love BAWS because they have a team on there that's playing it. You know, go BAWS, man.
Yeah, all the way up.
You know, but the thing about Call of Duty is that I think it's just more for, you know, well, I'm not saying not skilled players, but it's more for the everyday player.
It's true.
You know, it's more for the everyday guy who just come in after a day of work, play a little bit, talk crap to everybody.
And that's one of the things that it falls into the cons, that anybody can just go out and pick it off the shelf, come home, pop it in, and play it. You know, you don't have to learn a lot of the back history, a lot of the back controllers, a lot of, you know, this new techniques. It's easy to pick up and run around and shoot, as opposed to Battlefield that takes a little bit more, you know, hands-on, because you got to learn how to handle a tank. You got to learn how to fly a helicopter. You got to learn how to do a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't have, you know, on Call of Duty, like just running, shoot.
Yeah. And let's go to Battlefield real fast. I talked about earlier about how Battlefield's a little more customizational, not in the way that Call of Duty is. The way Battlefield customization is that there's so many different like weapons and optics and different things you can do with your weaponry. If you're an engineer or a medic, different kind of packs and different type of things for that, like legit stuff you need to play the game and, you know, whoop somebody's butt. Not something that looks pretty and looks nice, and, you know, you get a call streak or whatever the streaks are. I forgot. I mean, see, I already forgot already, man. I don't play it that much. I don't play it all that. Kill streaks, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You get a little bonus. Forget that, man. This game actually prepares you like you're going out the war. You got some extra gear, but you still have to put the work in to make it happen, man.
And I don't know if we're going to go ahead and switch over to the cons of Battlefield and the pros of Battlefield. But one of the things that I like to brag about, even though I don't own a Battlefield, you know, video game in my house, is that I enjoy playing the actual single-player campaign. Even if you got a friend on there with you and you two go handle this campaign, it is so ridiculously fun and badass, and that's one of the things that I can honestly say that I prefer Battlefield over COD, is the fact that their storyline is way better, dude. It's so much fun.
Have you played Hardline?
I played parts of it. I haven't played it all the way through, but
I love it.
I'm
enjoying it. I got EA access and I'm enjoying. Oh, look at what!
All right.
All right. Say it, man. Say it.
So okay. So.
Oh no, she didn't.
Don't. So don't hate me, okay? All right, don't hate me. I played Hardline. I played the multiplayer. Maybe the story's like, you know, badass. Maybe the story's like it takes some drama and it's awesome. I did not enjoy. The whole cops and robbers and the whole thing like that. It's like, you know, they reached out for something that maybe GTA was doing, and the big issue with Payback, or whatever that one game is, or no, it's called Payday or whatever. And
yeah.
And it's like, people are into this now. Let's do this. Why are you going along with the hype? You guys weren't doing that before. You guys were doing your own thing. And me, myself, I can't enjoy it. You know, I played it for a little bit. I played the demo. My friend had it. He let me borrow it. I turned it back to him within like 4 days, dude. I said, man, you can keep this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I also have EA access. And I want to say this, build up for Battlefield, man. There's a lot of free the DLCs and stuff like that, especially if you have EA access. There's a lot of free DLCs and stuff for Battlefield 4, so you get full access to premium and stuff like that. You know, and that's what I love about Battlefield, man.
I mean, I personally appreciate how they went outside of the war copy and paste of war. Every first-person shooter is always about a war. You know, war here in this part of the world, war here in the future, war here in space. I personally like how they took a risk and went with the whole bank or the cops and robbers. Even though when they executed it, it wasn't, you know, strong enough to make it a worthwhile, like, oh, this is cool. But I like how they went outside of the mold of like, hey, you know, let's do a video game about World War III. Let's do one about, you know, the conflict in Ukrainistan in 2020. That's not going to happen yet. Then let's add some laser and jetpacks into everything. So I'm happy they actually went at the cops and robbers angle.
I can understand that. Variety's good. You know what I'm saying? I do like the variety. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the gameplay part for me for Hardline is just, I wasn't enjoying it. But Battlefield, you know, if I'm not playing, you know, Elder Scrolls Online, you know.
Oh, insert plug here.
Insert plug here. You know, if that wasn't such my life away, you know. But yeah, man, Battlefield is, I mean, it's my go-to. You know, if I want to, you know, I got stress in my life or something like that, man, or my day's kind of horrible, you know what, I'm going to Battlefield and straight out snipe somebody out or just take somebody on or go on conquest and take over some things, man. You know,
I'm going to hurt you just for the hell of it.
That's right. I got a bad day today, man. You're getting a hammer, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it's true. And that's like one of the main things that draws me to playing Call of Duty. It's not because it's the greatest first-person shooter out there, because it's not. Obviously, it's not. You know, it's not because what are the reasons. The main reason that attracts me to play this all the time, every day, is that a lot of my friends are also on it. So it's more of the joining up with your friends, hanging out, exchanging a couple laughs, talking some smack to each other, and then in the process going and shooting, you know, people in the face.
Yeah.
That's fun. So if all my friends switched over to Battlefield, I can honestly say I would also head over there. But everybody right now is on COD, so I'm happy there. Even though I don't know what this upcoming title, I'm just like, maybe. I might have to cross over at the dark side. I don't know yet.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, to tell you the truth, man, I was at, you know, Blue Polar Cat when she announced that the BAWS was going over to Call of Duty. I was like, man, I just sold it. I was like, that's the only reason I would play it is because people I know are playing it. And that's the only reason, man. You know, it's because other friends are playing it, and I want to enjoy my time with them. We can have more fun with our pink and purple guns.
Exactly. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And our little pink camouflage, like, what really are we camouflaged in? You know what I'm saying? A big cotton ball or something, you know, cotton candy or something.
Well, you know, if you play that shooter level that they have now at the water park.
I have no idea, man.
Exactly. They have a level at a water park where you can go down slides and go underwater and go to the beach and shoot people in the face. Come on, stop that nonsense. Who has a gunfight at a water park? Nonsense. Yeah. Quit that. It hurts. It makes me cry at night.
It's hot with all the equipment on, and then you get wet, and you're trying to run around, and you know your legs are chafing.
You got sunburnt. You got, you know, stuff in your eyes.
Not even trucker's tan either. Just like your face. That's it.
I think I remember what you're talking about. The water park where it's like graffiti around, but there's like a little water. I don't know about the slides,
it's like
but
a pirate theme with like a kraken and stuff, I believe.
Yeah, like one half is an actual pirate ship up on a rock, and you can go into it and around it. It was part of the DLC of the first DLC. It was one of the maps that came on that one. So I don't know if you already traded in, you know, by then or not. Yeah, exactly. So it was, which, I mean, it kind of goes along with you running around with a hot pink shotgun, you know, and doing the, you know, the whip and then nay afterwards. It's nonsense, man. It's got to stop, dude. And everybody who I talk to is not happy about this.
I will tell you this about Call of Duty. I'll give them this. The map I was talking about earlier, I forgot. It's like graffiti everywhere. It's like an old park. Excuse me, and there's like water pools and swim under and stuff. But the
It's
thing I
called
like about
Splash.
it's called what?
Splash.
Splash. Okay.
Splash.
So yeah, so you get the thing I like about is some of like I guess the not sound effects, but how you can know that people are around you. When you get out of the water, you sound wet, so you're most noticeable to other people. You know what I'm saying? So I do like how they kind of put those details in there a little bit. I'm kind of a stickler for little stuff like that. Like, so I get out of the water, I should be wet. I should be making splashy sounds so much you hear me farther down the road. And in that scenario, they do. So I guess in those gameplay mechanics, those little details, they kind of got that right. I like how the fact, I'm just a pro for Call of Duty, the shooting underwater thing. I hate it when people camp underwater. I hate it. I hate it.
Drown yourself. Yep.
Yeah, please do.
Hey guys.
There's one map where there's like a pool of water going in a cave, and then there's like a waterfall underneath or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably the only map I really enjoyed playing the most. Because
believe it or not, when the beta came out for Black Ops 3, that map was voted the best COD map ever made because it had all the aspects. It had the long avenues of approach for sniping. It had the close quarter combats in the house. It had the underwater. It had the jungle. It had rocks. It had everything. So that map was like the best map ever made.
Yeah, I liked it. Well, it's wide open some areas and closed in, like you said, in some. That's the only map I really enjoyed in the whole thing, man. I would constantly want to play that map over and over and over again when I was playing for those 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me jumping in,
Go ahead.
and we need to do shout-outs. It's that time of the night already.
Go for it.
Hey, Nick, you want to go ahead and give those groups out?
Yes, I want to give a shout out to everybody in BAWS CODs, BAWS main page, all the admins of BAWS. You guys are doing an outstanding job out there. All our fans of BAWS, thank you. None of this would have been possible without you guys out there, without you guys going to our meetings, to our meetups, to our hangouts, and being interactive with the pages, throwing up those comments, throwing up the shout outs. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best fans that we could ever ask for. Go BAWS.
Awesome. BAWS is great. I'd like to give a quick shout out real quick. I can't do the promenade. Thanks for supporting us all the time, man. And post up there all the time. Great people. And I want to get off track with we're doing Call of Duty, but big shout out to our ESO guild, man.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry, man. It sucks to life. It has my soul in a bind. But yeah, man. A big shout out to the guys watching, because a lot of people are probably watching right now. And that's about it for me.
Lady V?
Cricket. I'd like to give a shout out to Crickets.
I think her mic's on mute. I see it on mute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have my headset's not charged, so.
If I could just give one more shout out to all the combat veterans that are also part of VOS. We have a strong veteran community that if any of our vets out there have trouble with PTSD and need anybody to talk to and or having some troubles at home, you can always reach us on there. You always have one of us on there playing COD, Battlefield, SO, whatnot. So a big shout out to everybody from 118, 126, 82nd Airborne, Big Red One, Hoa.
Awesome, man.
Lady Venom, you want to give a shout out to your page?
I am the owner of Lady Venom's Lair. If you want to come by and check it out, it's just
going on there right now.
It's just a bunch of everything I like. I post a bit of everything: gaming, fantasy, geek, whatever I want.
Because it's your page, right?
Lady Venom's Lair, and I just hit 62,000 likes. So
yeah, nice.
Big baller.
Good going, man.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I can imagine.
And then I have a couple of shout outs. Gamers Share and Play. And girls, girls, and geeks. As well as my pages, and they both have the similar names. It's Gamers Geek Radio with the capital G and the capital R, and then there's Game with Geek Radio with the geek as all caps.
All caps. All caps.
And then you can find us on Twitter at Game with Geek Radio, Instagram at Game with Geek Radio, Twitch, Game with Geek, Gamers_Geek_Radio, all caps. YouTube, Game with Geek Radio, and on Pinterest.
Pinterest.
I didn't even know we had Pinterest. That's nice to know.
Hey, you guys are everywhere, huh?
Okay.
All
And
right.
if we could go back to COD just for a tad bit.
Okay.
All
What
right. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I dislike about the game, and they basically stopped playing it at Ghost. Even
Why?
though I did buy the jumping, the suits. I didn't like the maps. I didn't like the customizations. It was a disappointment. I did buy AW and didn't like that either. I think I didn't even make it to rank 2 before I just threw it away.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick.
I went out and I bought BO3. I didn't buy the map pack this time. I wasn't wasting my money unless I actually liked it. I'm only a rank 2.5, and I think that they literally is screwing everybody over because of all this jump and BS. And the fact that you cannot really play strategically anymore, because if you are still for longer than a few seconds, you're booted out of the game.
That's true.
Which can also be looked as a pro, because that kind of takes away the whole one person hiding in a corner for a long period of time waiting on you.
Yeah, it's also true.
But if we're playing a war game, in all actuality, that's what people do.
Yeah,
They
it's
sit
true.
there and they wait for people, and then they shoot them. That's what snipers are meant to do.
I think what contributes to it is the map. Some of the maps are so small. I mean, they have little mazes and stuff to go through that makes it kind of seem larger. But some of the maps in there, except for that one map I mentioned, are actually kind of compact. So if you do stand around too much, if you stand around too much, they're going to get you. You have to constantly be moving, or else you're going to be dead within seconds, man.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, I was gonna say that's one of the things that attracted me to Battlefield. Playing online. As you know, you can see in my wall over here, I'm a combat veteran. I've gone to Afghanistan, Iraq. I've done the whole, firefights and whatnot. And yeah, in a real firefight, you are not gonna, run in the wall and do a triple somersault and 360 with an RPG. There's a whole bunch of, stop, look around, listen, bound up. There's a lot of tactics involved. But if you bring that mentality and expect that when you're playing Call of Duty and you're fighting in a water park, then you're not going to be, happy about that at the end. But that's one of the things that I appreciate about Battlefield, is that you can actually use tactics and bound up and call in backup helicopters and tanks and whatnot. And so shout out, Battlefield, I love it.
Yeah, big time, man. I like the fact that Battlefield has the squad issue where it's not just, because Battlefield, you have so many players in it, it's just not a wide open chat. So you basically have your squad you're with, and you're basically chatting with them. So like you're correct where it's more of a strategic issue, because you and your squad are basically on one mission to do something that you want to do, and somebody else is doing something else. You can focus on one goal at a time. That's kind of an issue I didn't like Call of Duty. Unless you get into a private party for yourself, you got to hear some of the most ignorant.
It's true. It is true.
I'm not a kid hater. I'm not talking about kids. Although I don't know why a parent would buy a kid this game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the grown men and women, and I say women too, because there's some of them ignorant women out there too, man, who come on there and just talk the most craziest BS over a video game, man.
and they smack talk you, like, and it's true, and that's one of the things that we do. We every time we hop online, if it's just me and one other person, or me and other people online, we go to a private party because we don't want to hear the smack talk and I had sex with your mom last night. You suck at this. You're probably some 40-year-old guy in the basement, living in your mom's house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that can get old real quick. But I have noticed that there is a lot of people out there who you can actually have a conversation with, but they mute everybody else because you always got that one person that can ruin a lobby. Just one person, and that's all it takes. And it's a pain in the butt, actually.
No doubt. Hey, Lady Venom, anything you want to add to this?
I always stay in a party. I haven't got time to hear a 12-year-old. I mean, I'm 35. I want to get on and play with mature people. I just want to game and have fun. But I find there's the younger ones who are getting on, who are ruining the experience for me. That, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that. Like I said, Battlefield has the squad issue, and I like the fact where you can give order. I mean, that is so detailed, and that's what I like about it. The little things about it, where you can give orders, set directions, mark things, let people know what goes. It's just so huge and so much to do and so much to think about that you're actually so involved in the game instead of thinking, I'm going to pull out a flashbang and I'm going to jump around like a bunny rabbit, and you know what I'm saying, and hopefully blind somebody and shoot them, or I'm going to wall scale and shoot blindly and I'll hit somebody without skill and kill them.
Which I can attest to because I am that guy who tossed a flashbang in the room, go climb a wall, do a 360 no-footed, look back, Superman can, and throw a tomahawk in your face. I'm that guy. Which, it's fun to some aspect, but then you got to realize that you're not playing Call of Duty for the tactics. You're playing it just to go shoot a person and whatnot. So if you're approaching this with a mindset that you're going to play a tactical game when you're playing Call of Duty, you're going to lose right away. You're going to not have a good time. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be angry because you got shot in the hand and now you're rolling in the floor on fire. It's just you got to take reality and get your mindset right when you're going to play Battlefield, and know that you're going to be in a huge map. So don't go in there and expect a small map and end up in a huge map and be like, oh, this sucks, I have to run, I have to do this. Well, that's kind of what Battlefield is.
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to have skill, definitely. Like you said earlier with the helicopters, man, I hate jumping into a helicopter and the next 5 seconds, like, dude, come on, man, they jump out. Oh, you're by yourself. I'm like, what?
I've had some of the best times when you get into a helicopter and the pilot of the helicopter has no idea how to fly the helicopter, and all you hear is him going, all right, y'all hold on, here we go, and then people are jumping out the sides like, nope, that ain't happening. I'm not going to go there. And he ends up like doing a face burn into a tank, and prior to him, hitting the tank, he jumps out and you're in the back of the helicopter not knowing what's going on, and then you've got to spawn a half a mile out again.
That sounds like my flying.
Okay, so I'm going to make a mental note of never to fly with you in a helicopter then, right?
Don't let me drive a tank either.
I think I'll feel safer in a tank than in a helicopter with you.
Unless you like crashing into buildings and walls, and yeah.
I don't mind it. It sounds like an awesome time.
But I do like running people over.
Always fun.
Yes. My biggest thing with any Battlefield is that I always feel like a munchkin when I'm playing it. I personally think the building's way too big.
I mean, you kind of have to have those big buildings if the buildings are able to, break apart.
Oh yeah, but I just feel like a munchkin.
Yeah, true. I can see that happening.
Man, the first time I really fell in love with it, where you're in that one map with all the skyscrapers, and for some reason you look around, all of a sudden you see one of the big, massive skyscrapers just fall. And I'm like, really?
I remember when they showed that, I think it was E3 of 2014 or 2015, where they showed that exact building and everybody's fighting, and it's like a 64-player map where 32 people were on there, and the camera kept on going for one player in the top of the building, one player in the bottom of the building, and then somebody blew the bottom of the building up. And you cut out to a guy in a helicopter, and he looks over, and the whole skyscraper is just coming down in one big fireball of just dust, and you're like, holy crap, this is it.
This is it, bro. And a pro for Battlefield also is that the server issue. If you have premium, but just if you don't have premium, if you know a certain server that you like, you click it as your favorite. There's one server that I love where the guy, like I was talking about the helicopter thing, he kicks people who can't fly helicopters. So, like helicopter, he kicks it. And so you can actually get in a helicopter and they're doing air-to-air combat dogfight. And it's really like what's supposed to be. And that's what I love about it, man, because you can choose a server you go on, like, you know, let's say Call of Duty, where everybody's just, you know, it's randomized unless you're in a fixed group. And, you know what I'm saying? And Battlefield is just, all right, forget that server. Oh, that's my buddy right there. Let me join that server. I don't care if I have to queue. I'm going to wait to get to the server. I don't know battle going on.
And I that's one of the things that I like, that when you spawn in Battlefield, you have options. You know, you can either wait for a helicopter to spawn in and try that, or you can wait for a tank, you can wait for a Humvee, motorcycle, horse, I don't know. But you have options. You don't have to constantly just run and gun. You know, you can run and fly, run and drive, run and whatever. And that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I flew the jets a couple of times and I gave up. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do the jets. I can fly the jets, but I just can't do combat. I like to beat the helicopters, man, or the tanks, or they're like Humvees. I forgot what the names are called, but they have guns on the side. I love those, man. It's just an awesome playable. The game dynamics are great. I guess the only negative I can think of, what you mentioned earlier, is that people just like to sit over there and just snipe you out of nowhere. Sometimes you're trying to get somewhere and you're constantly being knocked down. You're not given a chance to go out there, but I guess it's all about, you know, timing and such, you know?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you know, like I said before, like one of the fun things about doing it is, you know, being with your posse in there and just you know, having fun. Just everybody hop in the tank. You know, you man the main guns, you drive, and it's a freaking awesome time. And I can't think of any other time where I've gone into a first-person shooter and just rolled laughing because one guy can't drive and another guy's talking smack out, you know, at the side of the tank, and another guy's running, you know, behind us. Wait up, guys! You know, how you left me? How do you spawn in there? And it's just hilarious.
Yeah, man, definitely. Hey, Lady Venom, you have anything you want to add to this?
I've got a question for you guys. What do you think of the new Call of Duty Infinity Warfare that's coming out?
I'm not getting it. I can definitely say that right now.
No.
I'm partially torn because I'm looking forward to the remastered COD4 that's going to be attached. I'm not a fan that they're going to put it at an $80 price tag in order for you to get a video game that you don't want in order to have one that you actually want.
Yeah, that's not... I don't know what they're thinking.
And I think it was a last-minute effort because if you notice now on Xbox Live, when you go into the store, you can get all the remastered, you know, Black Ops 2, et cetera, et cetera. So I think they might be scared that the sales are not going to be as strong as it has in the past, just because of the buzz out there that everybody's not happy of the direction which they have, you know, proceeded into with the wall running again and the jumping. So I think they're making a last-minute effort to remaster a lot of stuff in the past because honestly, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to play the old stuff. Nobody wants to play this wall running, dancing, water park gunfights.
But in all honesty, if they really fixed their servers, if they fix the glitches and the issues that they have in multiplayer, and it's been like this for years, I mean, they should improve on that instead of, pumping out more games, like improve the content. At least with Battlefield, you got dedicated servers, you'll never have any issues in Battlefield. You know what I mean? You can go and play a game with your party. With Call of Duty, we can never connect to each other, and then it's laggy. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's real true. That's very true. Man, actually, you know what? I've gone through a few instances for 2 weeks. I was playing. A friend of mine, man, 1C1. He's actually a part of BAWS. We tried to connect. I think even Lady Rage, we tried to play zombies a couple of times, and it was like disconnects all back and forth. We finally got together. Battlefield, I've never had an issue. You know, I've never had an issue connecting with a friend, connecting to a server. Never got kicked out of a server unless I was, AFK. It's pretty secure, man. I gotta give it to the developers on that one.
Yeah, I can't really support any servers on Call of Duty and saying how awesome they are because they're freaking garbage. I do have to say that you spend most of your time going, damn it, lag, damn it, who quit, damn it, we lost somebody, go back and pick them up, try to join a party and you can't, and you got to restart, you got to reset, and thank God that I enjoy hanging out with all my friends on there because if it wasn't for that main aspect, then I would just not even bother, with the whole loading up and lag and being tossed out of the game because one host he got hurt, that he got shot in the face 8 times in a row, so he's like, oh, I quit and I'm out of here, which means everybody's out of there. That annoys me so much, dude.
You gotta get Battlefield, man, so we can play together sometime, bro.
Like I said, yeah, I'm really liking the direction that Battlefield 1 is going into, the World War I, because there's not many World War I shooters out there. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head unless it's some, third party. I know World at War is COD was World War II, I believe, with the Nazis and everything like that. But the trench warfare, and that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. There really wasn't this sniping across the map on World War I. It was always like trench warfare, up close and personal, building to building. So I'm really hoping if that's the case with Battlefield, then I am all into it. Because that was one of the main things that turned me off of it, is the huge maps and not knowing where everybody's at because it's spread out, which I understand if you're going into that multiplayer aspect that you're going to go in there and run and gun, and you're not. But that's one of the things that turned me off of it, is having those huge maps. So I'm really happy that they have gone into the World War I trench warfare.
That's what's up, man. Definitely. And another thing about Battlefield is that it's not that high. I mean, when you're playing it, they don't add all these little different high-tech issues with it. Like you're playing Call of Duty, you can hide your stuff, you can hide yourself on the sensor, on the radar, or whatever. You can do this to the radar, you can do this, you can block stuff like that. I like where it's just basic. You can see your guy coming from a mile away, you can't. It's just straight up. You gotta keep yourself aware. And also, not the bad mouth Call of Duty with the colorful things.
Of course not.
You really have to keep your eye out in Battlefield, man, because people have camo that really blends in, and the graphics for it and the backgrounds for it, the forest and stuff like that. You can walk by a whole troop of guys and not even know it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? You have to keep your eye out. It's all about keeping low, seeing what's going on. You're just not running around, shooting people all the time.
And one of the videos that I like to watch is when they make these gameplay videos where you see this one guy out in the middle of nowhere hiding behind a rock or a bush and trying to snipe, and this other player walks up on him and he's teabagging him, and the sniper has no idea what's going on, and he's running around him, doing circles, doing cartwheels behind him. And that just shows you that you can isolate yourself in this big map and a quarter of a map and not be bothered throughout the whole entire match, which I find it's awesome. It serves a purpose. But I really enjoy watching, these guys finding that one guy out in the middle of nowhere and harassing the hell out of them. Tossing flashbangs at their head and they're bouncing and they're, looking around like, what the hell is that? And then, bam, shot in the face. I love that. It's hilarious.
I've seen some of those videos on Battlefield where guys come up to a dude. The guys people in the hills. They're sniping from the hills, and guys just sneak up behind them and teabag them and stuff like that. And finally at the end shoot them. Like you're not, saying we know where you're hiding, bro. But yeah, man. So we're about, it's almost time, but just to, Lady Rage, is okay if we just close out with closing comments?
Nick, you want to go ahead and give another shout out to the groups and
Yeah.
let people know your YouTubes and everything that they can find the BAWS on?
Basically, if you type BAWS into any search engine, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook, etc., etc. We're open to anybody that wants to join us. We have BAWS, our hands on anything from racing games to fighting games to what do you call that? Elder Scroll, first-person shooters, etc., etc., etc. So we welcome anybody that has a passion to play video games.
And Lady? Lady.
Good night from Canada.
And I just want to shout out one more time Lady Venom Leo's page. Check her out. Awesome supporter. Check out her Facebook group, Xbox Live Facebook group.
Yeah, I forgot about my group.
Oh, come on now.
I want to say, Lady, thank you for being such a big supporter for going on 5 years in September.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm always going to be here as long as I can anyway. You're my mom.
I love you. Thank you. Nick, when you talk to Katrina or Blue Polar, can you tell her thank you for also being such a big supporter?
I sure will. As soon as this is over with, I'm going to hop on the page and I'm going to give everybody on the page another shout out. And of course, you guys are awesome. I've always seen you online and you're on here, making it happen. So thanks again for having me on here. And hopefully I can join you guys, on Battlefield. I don't know. I'll see if it happens, brother.
Man, we'll see what's up, man. You get on Elder Scrolls, I'll definitely have you in there, bro.
Oh, all right, I got you.
I want to say thank you for coming and being a guest on our show tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
Enjoyed having you.
Awesome, guys.
And thank you for having me on, too. Let me come and join you guys.
Anytime. You both are more than welcome to come back. And with that, if there's no more shout-outs, everybody want to say good night?
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, everybody. It's your boy, Mr. Voodoo Magic, coming at you live from the BAWS COD Broadcast Center here in Highland City, Florida. I want to say thank you for watching us. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys online.
And this is Lady Rage signing off.